Apparently, Donald Trump, in all of his press conferences, has exclusively called on conservative media outlets. So, according to The Hill, it's customary for the president to pick two outlets each time. And they explain here, quote, Town Hall and the Christian Broadcasting Network received questions on Wednesday. At a joint press conference with Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau on Monday, the Daily Caller and Sinclair Broadcasting asked questions. The New York Post and Fox Business Network asked questions during Trump's joint press conference Friday with Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. And Trump called on Reuters and Fox News at a joint presser with British Prime Minister Theresa May last month. Okay, so now Reuters, they're not right-wing. They do a pretty decent job, so they get a pass here. But that was in one of the early on press conferences. I feel like Trump, so what he did is he tested the waters. Okay, Reuters, they got called on. They probably asked a more difficult question than the other clowns here. So he goes, oh, I didn't like that. So then it's after Reuters, all he did, Fox News, New York Post, Fox Business Network, Sinclair Broadcasting, the Daily Caller, fucking Town Hall, and the Christian Broadcasting Network. So what he's doing is crystal clear. I only want softball questions, and I only want to go to, outlets that are on my side. Now, that would be totally understandable if you weren't the fucking president of the United States of America. Now, this is where people say, well, yeah, but Obama and Democrats do the same thing. That is not at all true. Nowhere near true. Obama, before the fucking Super Bowl, did an interview with Bill O'Reilly. Now, Bill O'Reilly is not a journalist. He's not a reporter. He's a political commentator. And oftentimes, the overwhelming majority of the time, he says shit that's just not true. But Obama treated him like an adult and treated him like a reporter and a journalist and said, I'm going to give you the pre-Super Bowl interview. So, Hillary Clinton did an interview with Bill O'Reilly. This idea of, well, people on the left, they don't get out of their comfort zone. All they do is get out of their comfort zone. In fact, there's more snubbing from Democratic politicians. There's more snubbing of new media. Outlets like myself, outlets like the Young Turks, outlets like the David Pakman Show. There's more snubbing of us than there's snubbing of well-known hack right-wing outlets. Whereas Trump, total opposite. Anything right-wing, I will call on you before I call on somebody or some outlet that's considered left-wing. So that's some shit, man. And what he's doing is dodging any questions that are difficult and that are going to hold him accountable. Now, there are times where I've argued, yeah, the media actually was wrong on that one, and they shouldn't have ran with that story. Like the fucking fake-ass dossier, what a ridiculous word, about there's a hooker who peed on Trump and Vladimir Putin has a tape. No evidence of that whatsoever, and the source was sketchy as a motherfucker and was a paid operative for anti-Trump Republicans and then for Democrats, so nonsense, okay? You shouldn't have ran with that story. So there are times the media has been hacky and wrong, but you have to take questions from reporters who are actually going to hold your feet to the fire because that's part of the United States of America. We're supposed to have an adversarial press. We're supposed to have people who are going to hold you accountable. We're supposed to have people who are going to be the watchdog of the people in government. And Trump is bending over backwards to avoid that kind of scrutiny. And that is not something that you saw from Obama. That's not something that you saw from other presidents. Now, by the way, that doesn't mean Obama's innocent on other fronts, because he's not. When you have actual whistleblowers, there was a war on whistleblowers under Obama. This is why Edward Snowden is still fucking hid away in Russia, because they've used the Espionage Act to crack down on genuine whistleblowers just trying to do a public service more than anybody. So he's guilty as hell on that front. Let's be clear about that. But that is a different thing than in a press conference calling on adversarial journalists, which they did all the time. Trump is doing everything to not do that. So this is a new move here. And we saw it. They're taking Skype questions. Like Sean Spicer at his, when he does his little White House press spokesperson gatherings and he answers questions. He's taking Skype calls now from like right-wing talk shows that nobody listens to. Because all they want to, ironically, They want to build a safe space. They're triggered by the microaggressions of the adversarial press. So now they want to build a safe space even though he's the fucking president of the United States of America. So not good at all. And this is something that they should stop immediately. But the crazy thing is there's no way to force him to stop, even though he's acting in a way that is fundamentally against what a president is supposed to do.